Welcome to Morning Coffee with Bob. I'm your host,
Asshole Bob.
Bob. All right, Arkansas introduced a bill, and there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation.
Miss and dis.
I actually heard Anika, and she's usually pretty right, but she went on a video about how it's no longer here, it's in the ether. And
to be clear, that bill was introduced, but it didn't pass. It's still sitting there in the ether.
People don't know how to read. It's being heard today at 10 o'clock by the Transportation Committee. It's not in the ether. That's not true. All you had to do is be able to read.
My question to you is, how confident would you be if I asked you to open up a book, any chapter right now, and read out loud?
and you would see that the Transportation Committee is going to hear the Arkansas bill. The Arkansas bill, in case you don't know, Arkansas is proposing that nobody that has an H-2B work visa, you have to have a United States license to drive in the state of Arkansas. And there's a lot of going back and forth about this, and the fines and the penalties you can see is, high, and there's a lot of Canadian drivers that are allowed to drive through the United States. You're allowed to have a Mexican driver's license and drive in the United States, and Arkansas is fixing to stop that. They don't want it. It's unsafe. So they are trying to get a law passed by Congress to stop that.
I hope it works.
Well, here's the thing.
And I hope more states follow.
Here's the thing. They don't need to do that. That's all hogwash, and there's already a precedent set for that. They don't need Congress. States have rights. And the precedent that's already set for that is California CARB, CA-BAR. They didn't get Congress's permission to stop my truck from going into California. California just said, in the name of safety, your truck isn't coming in here. A state that's so messed up that has to pump 1 billion gallons of water a day into a desert. Los Angeles is a desert, in case you don't know. And they steal 1 billion gallons of water every day to pump into a desert and change the ecosystem. Smog doesn't exist in any city, anywhere in the world, unless it's in a desert. You got San Bernardino, Ontario, Los Angeles have smog. That's not smog. That's what happens when you dump 1 billion gallons of water into a desert and it evaporates so quick it puts dirt in the air. That's what that is, and you'll never find that in Chicago or in Houston or Miami or New York. You'll never see smog there because they didn't irrigate a desert and then claim that the air quality here is because of trucks. Hogwash. Anyway, I go into some rant forever, and basically, gets me pissed that people believe the bullshit scientists that are paid to give a certain result, and people believe that, and they'll stand on that with no logic or not.
People can't
they
think
can't
for
think
themselves.
on they just can't think on their own. And
They can't.
The world's full of dipshits, and if the television says it, and somebody was paid to tell you, holy shit, the moon's really green, and the scientists said it's green. Anyway,
Do your own research.
And as far as Arkansas, I hope Arkansas stops the labor trafficking. Labor trafficking is slavery. And that's what we're doing to all these H-2B people. We're promising the world, and these brokers and these companies are taking advantage of these slaves. They're no different than a plantation owner at this point. These people have to pay for their transportation. 50, 60, 70% of their paycheck has to go to everybody to pay the slave trade. And then the people that are really profiting from that are shippers, receivers, and brokers are just making tons of money off these people's backs. So when it comes to broker transparency, hopefully something will be done about how they word their contracts, because every broker and every contract, they do something called subverting the law. So there's already something written in the FMCSA about how a broker has to be transparent, and then every broker writes in their packet how you sign your rights of transparency. What way? That is subversion of law, subversion of rule. That's illegal. So hopefully something gets done about every broker agency subverting the law. Have a good day.
Peace, bitches. You went off on a rant again.
You
went off on a
gotta
rant again.
stop me, man.
You said we were saying goodbye, and
All
you
right.
went off on a rant.
Have a good day.
Bye.